Some storms don't roar. They sneak in like a thief in the dead of night, slipping past your defenses, ripping apart the fragile silence you once thought was your safe haven. Can you feel that? That electric chill of something deadly, something unstoppable brewing just beneath the surface. You were broken. Yeah, shattered in ways words can't even touch. Pushed so far to the edge that the world forgot you existed, left to wither in the darkest shadows where no one dared to tread. But here's the twist: the very darkness that swallowed you whole was the forge where your fiercest power was born. Oh, it's ruthless, it's wild, it laughs at mercy and spits on forgiveness. This isn't just a comeback, hell no, it's an apocalypse, a silent reckoning that nobody, not a single soul, saw coming. The kind of explosion that blows up every lie they told you, every doubt they planted, every invisible chain they used to hold you down. The danger, it's real and it's pulsing in your veins, ready to erupt. So brace yourself. Smile, because this is your rise. The moment when the world realizes it never should have counted you out. You're about to turn the game upside down. There is a cruel beauty in the forgotten darkness. A silence so deep it drowns out the noise of the world. This is where you were cast aside, left to wrestle with shadows that no one else dared to face. The world didn't just turn away from you, it stepped back, afraid of the storm it thought you would become but never understood. In those moments of isolation, when the cold whispered secrets only you could hear, you discovered the power that the light could never give. It is in the forgotten darkness that the most dangerous fires are forged, and yours was no different. They never understood what it meant to be truly broken, to fall so far that the ground beneath you disappears, leaving only void. Yet, it is in that void that you learn to breathe differently. The silence was not empty, it was a canvas, raw and untamed, where your soul painted the blueprint of your rebirth. Every tear, every whispered curse at the unfairness of the world became fuel for an inferno burning quietly beneath your skin. You weren't just surviving in the dark. You were evolving, transforming pain into power, despair into strategy, weakness into a weapon no one could see coming. The forgotten darkness is not a prison. It is a battleground. It tests your will, your spirit, your very essence. While others basked in the shallow glow of comfort and certainty, you embraced the unpredictable night. You walked through valleys of silence, where voices of doubt screamed louder than any crowd. But in those silent marches, you carved a path that no one else dared follow. It was lonely, heartbreaking, yes, but it was also necessary. For in that solitude, your true strength grew like a wild beast, hungry and patient, waiting for the moment to strike. People look at scars as signs of damage, but you see them as medals of war. Each line on your skin tells a story of a battle fought in the shadows, unseen but no less real. Those who shine in the daylight envy the dark for the depth it grants. You learned secrets in silence that no spotlight could reveal. The forgotten darkness sharpened your senses, made your mind ruthless and your heart resilient. It stripped away illusions and revealed your core, the part of you that refuses to bow, refuses to break. It was in this abyss that you found yourself, the person they tried to erase but could never kill. You are not a product of luck or chance. You are a testament to endurance, a living proof that the deepest wounds carve the strongest warrior. The forgotten darkness taught you patience, not the kind that waits quietly, but the kind that plans, that prepares, that waits with the quiet certainty of a predator stalking its prey. This darkness wasn't an end. It was the beginning of a silent revolution. Every step you took in the shadows was a promise you would rise, not just to survive, but to conquer. And when the world finally turns its eyes your way, it won't see the broken soul it left behind. It will see a force that no one dared imagine. So remember, when you feel lost in the forgotten darkness, when it seems like the world has abandoned you to the cold, that is the moment you become unstoppable. The silence around you is not your enemy. It is your ally. It hides your strength, conceals your power, and prepares you to shatter the chains that bound you. Embrace the shadows, for they carry the whispers of your future victory. The forgotten darkness is where legends are born, and you are no exception. Your story is not one of defeat. It is a rising anthem echoing through the void, louder than any There is a unique kind of strength in being underestimated. When the world sees only fragments of your story, judging you by scars they barely comprehend, they unknowingly hand you a weapon sharper than any blade, a hidden power that thrives in silence. They look at your quiet moments, your withdrawn gaze, and mistake it for weakness. But beneath that calm lies a storm, a force simmering, waiting to erupt and rewrite every expectation they ever had about you. The underestimated are the ones who know the weight of invisibility, yet learn to move mountains without anyone seeing the sweat on their brow. You've been told you wouldn't make it. You've been labeled the underdog, the forgotten, the one to be dismissed without a second thought. And that dismissal? It was your advantage. While they wasted breath on doubt, you used every moment to grow, sharpen, and prepare. Like a silent assassin, your power was not meant for the spotlight. It was meant for impact. They braced for every conceivable disaster, every known calamity, but they failed to prepare for the unstoppable force of your comeback. Born from every sneer, every mocking glance that tried to shrink your spirit. The underestimated possess a unique resilience. They carry within them a quiet rage, a determination so fierce that it burns hotter than any obvious ambition. When the world counts you out, you don't just rise. You surge forward like a tidal wave no one saw coming. There's a purity in that drive, fueled not by the need to prove others right, but by the desire to prove yourself alive, fierce and unbreakable. You are the fire that kindles in the coldest night, the shadow that slips past every guard, the force that tears down every wall built to contain you. This power isn't loud or flashy. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare or grand declarations. Instead, it creeps in through the cracks of doubt and disbelief, sinking deep into your bones until it becomes an inseparable part of your being. It's the kind of strength that wakes up early, trains in the silence, and smiles when others fall asleep dreaming of success. It's the relentless heartbeat pounding in your chest when the world is asleep, reminding you that every second is a chance to climb higher, push harder, and break free from every limit they ever tried to impose on you. Your underestimated power is a paradox. It thrives in the background, yet commands the foreground when the moment demands it. They prepared for pandemics, crafted plans to survive the unthinkable, but no plan could contain the force you wield. Your comeback wasn't just a return, it was an upheaval, a recalibration of reality that left everyone questioning what they thought they knew. The strength of those who are underestimated lies in their ability to endure invisibly, to sharpen themselves in solitude, and then emerge as a force so undeniable that it reshapes the very ground beneath their feet. This is the power of silent preparation, of unseen growth, of patience forged in the fires of neglect. It's the kind of power that breaks free not with noise but with results. Your rise is the dark horse story that shakes the foundations of the world that doubted you. Every step you take is a statement, a declaration that the underestimated are not the defeated, but the ones who hold the true keys to transformation. You are the unpredictable, the unstoppable, the force that no one prepared for because they chose to overlook your potential. So when they dismiss you, when they underestimate your resolve, let it fuel you. Let their ignorance be the fuel that lights your fire, the wind beneath your wing. You are more dangerous than they realize, more powerful than they admit, and your comeback will be the apocalypse they never saw coming. You don't need their recognition to be formidable. You only need your own unbreakable belief. Harness that underestimated power and watch as the world finally bends to the force you've become. Revenge doesn't always wear the face of fury and noise. Sometimes it is a whisper, a cold, calculated silence that creeps in unnoticed, but cuts deeper than any scream. Silent revenge is the art of patience wrapped in power. The kind of force that waits while the world laughs, unaware of the storm quietly gathering beneath. You've been wronged, dismissed, and crushed under the weight of doubt. But your response isn't a shout. It's a slow, relentless rise that strikes without warning, tearing down every expectation with a precision they never saw coming. This is not about chaos born from rage. It's about a steady, unyielding will that refuses to be broken by pain. Silent revenge is an inner fire that burns in the darkest nights when no one else is watching. A vow made in solitude to outlast every obstacle. While others celebrate their victories loudly, your victory is a shadowed smile in the dark. A secret triumph that echoes louder than any applause. It's the cold calm after the storm, the quiet before the world realizes it has been outplayed. You don't need to announce your return because the impact will speak for itself. The slow burn of silent revenge is the most devastating. It's the kind that seeps into every corner of your life, dismantling doubt, disbelief, and every chain that once held you down. They expected noise, fury, perhaps a breakdown. Instead, you delivered something far more terrifying, a comeback so composed, so unstoppable it shattered their confidence and left them gasping for answers. Your silence became a weapon sharper than any sword. Silent revenge is not fueled by hatred but by an unbreakable sense of self-worth. It's the knowledge that you do not owe anyone an explanation, that your success alone is the best form of payback. Every achievement, every step forward, every silent nod to yourself in the mirror is a victory against those who underestimated you. It's a quiet celebration of your resilience, a testimony to the strength forged in the fires of betrayal and neglect. You don't have to shout to be heard. Your rise will echo in their minds long after the silence has settled. The beauty of silent revenge lies in its unpredictability. It is the grin you wear when they think you're defeated, the calm in your eyes when the world expects chaos. It's the secret they'll never see coming because it's hidden beneath layers of patience, strategy, and unwavering determination. You've mastered the art of waiting, and when the moment arrives, your comeback hits like an earthquake, sudden, powerful, and irreversible. They prepared for disasters from the outside, but the real reckoning came from within you. This form of revenge is a silent force of nature, unstoppable, unapologetic, and undeniable. It strips away all pretenses, revealing the true power of someone who refused to stay broken. It's a reminder that the most dangerous battles are fought, not with noise but with quiet strength and relentless resolve. Your comeback is a lesson in humility for those who doubted, a silent roar that shakes the foundations of their search. It's the apocalypse they never anticipated because it came from the one they thought was broken. So embrace the silence. Let it be your shield and your sword. Know that revenge does not need to be loud to be devastating. The power of your quiet rise will leave a mark deeper than any shout. When they look back, they will realize that the most fearsome force was never the chaos outside, but the calm fire burning within you all along. This is your silent revenge, and it's only just begun. The world loves to talk about rising from ashes as if it's some random miracle, some stroke of luck granted to chosen few. But you know better. Your rise was not by chance. It was forged in the relentless grind of pain, betrayal, and every brutal moment you endured when no one stood beside you. You didn't stumble into greatness. You clawed your way out of a burning pit, dragging every broken piece of yourself to rebuild stronger, sharper, and more dangerous than ever. This wasn't fate's gift, it was your hard-won victory. Every scar on your body is a testament to battles fought without applause. Every sleepless night a chapter in the story of your rebirth. The ashes you rose from were not gentle embers, they were the blazing remnants of destruction of a world that tried to erase you. But from those charred remains you ignited a fire so fierce it consumes doubt and lights the path forward. Rising from ashes isn't about starting over, it's about becoming something new entirely, something they never expected and cannot stop. There's a raw, chaotic beauty in embracing destruction, because it forces you to confront the core of who you are. When everything falls apart, you're left with nothing but truth, raw, unfiltered, and brutal. In that truth lies power. You learn to love the chaos not as a curse but as a crucible that tested your will and shaped your destiny. While others fear collapse, you welcomed it. Knowing that only through destruction can the strongest empires, you became the architect of your own revival, constructing a fortress from ruin. Rising from ashes is an act of defiance against every voice that told you to give up, every hand that pushed you down, and every moment of loneliness that threatened to break your spirits. It's a silent scream into the void, a declaration that you refuse to be defeated by circumstance. The world sees your comeback as a surprise, but you know it was years in the making, a relentless journey of self-discovery and uncompromising strength. You rose not despite your pain, but because of it, turning every wound into fuel for your ascent. This rise is not for the faint-hearted. It demands brutal honesty with yourself, the courage to face every fear and failure, and the relentless drive to push beyond limits. It's a transformation that rewires your very being, breaking chains of old beliefs and forging new paths where none existed. You carry the weight of your past like armor, each memory a shield that protects you from falling again. You learn that rising is not about avoiding the ashes, it's about owning them, making them part of your identity and using their heat to forge a future no one can steal. Your comeback is a message to the world. Destruction is not the end, but a beginning cloaked in smoke. You took what was meant to bury you and made it the foundation of your empire. There's no luck in this rise, only relentless grit and the refusal to surrender. Every step forward is a rebellion against the narrative written for you by others. You rewrote your story with fire and blood, and the world can only watch as you claim the throne you earned in the flames. So when the world looks at your rise, don't let them mistake it for luck. It is the outcome of battles fought in silence, scars earned in shadows, and a spirit unyielding to defeat. You are the phoenix, not because fate chose you, but because you chose to rise. Not because the ashes were gentle, but because you were strong. Your comeback is not a miracle, it's a conquest, and it's far from over. Inside every soul there lurks a monster, a raw, untamed force waiting for the moment to be unleashed. For many, that monster stays buried beneath layers of fear, doubt, and false hopes, hidden behind masks of politeness and control. But you didn't bury yours. You stared into its eyes, embraced the chaos it promised, and fed it with everything they tried to take from you. Unlocking the monster within isn't about losing control, it's about discovering a power so fierce that no one can cage it again. This monster is not a symbol of destruction for destruction's sake. It's a living testament to survival. A force forged in the furnace of pain, betrayal, and relentless struggle. It is the embodiment of every insult, every dismissal, every moment when you were told you weren't enough. The monster you unlocked isn't a curse. It's your greatest weapon, your secret fire that lights the darkest paths and fuels every move forward. It's raw, wild energy channeled into focus, transforming scars into armor and rage into strategy. When you unlock this monster, you no longer need to ask for permission to exist loudly or powerfully. The world's rules become meaningless because your power transcends them. This force doesn't seek approval, it demands respect through sheer presence and unstoppable wits. The wild card in a deck stacked against you, the shadow lurking in the corner, the chaos beneath the calm. Once unleashed, it changes everything. Your mindset, your actions, and the very fabric of your reality. The monster within refuses to be silent. It howls when you face injustice and roars when you conquer your fears. It thrives in adversity, growing stronger with every challenge, fueled by a primal desire to reclaim everything lost. This beast isn't reckless. It's calculated, patient, and relentless. It's the ultimate survival instinct transformed into power, a force that no chains can hold, no walls can stop. You learn to listen to its voice in the silence, to trust its instincts when doubt clouded your mind. Unlocking this monster is not an act of rebellion against yourself, but an acceptance of your true nature. It's shedding the masks of vulnerability and stepping into the raw, unfiltered version of who you are. This is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the most authentic, fearless version of yourself. The monster inside is the real you, stripped of every lie, every limitation, and every expectation forced upon you. It is freedom wrapped in fury, a declaration that you will never again be tamed. The power of this monster is a quiet storm, intense, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. It makes you dangerous not because you seek conflict, but because you refuse to be pushed down. It's the force that makes your comeback not just possible but inevitable. While others brace for external disasters, your apocalypse comes from within, a power so profound that it rewrites every limit they ever set for you. You are no longer their underdog. You are the monster they never prepared for. So embrace the monster. Feed it your fears, your pain, and your frustrations. Let it grow until it becomes your greatest ally, your fiercest protector, your unstoppable force. Unlocking the monster within isn't surrendering to darkness. It's harnessing a primal power that makes you unstoppable. This is your secret weapon, the fire inside that will burn brighter than any obstacle. When you unleash this force, the world won't know what hit, and that's exactly how it's meant to. There's a quiet satisfaction in proving your doubters wrong, not through loud proclamations or flashy displays, but through the undeniable power of your success. When the world wrote you off, labeled you as weak or broken, you answered with a silence so deep it swallowed every insult and disbelief. That silence was never emptiness. It was a gathering storm, a brewing force that would one day explode into a comeback so fierce it could not be ignored. Proving them wrong silently is not just about victory. It's about reclaiming your story on your own terms. They didn't see you coming because they never believed you had it in you. Their doubts were loud, but your resolve was louder, quiet, unwavering, and steady. Every step you took, every goal you crushed was a testament to the power of silent persistence. You didn't rush to prove a point. Instead, you let your actions do the talking. This is the kind of strength that doesn't seek validation but demands recognition through results. Your rise wasn't a fleeting moment. It was a slow, relentless climb to the peak where no one could question your worth. The best revenge is often the one that leaves people wondering how you did it while you continue moving forward without looking back. They expected chaos, anger, or desperation, but what you gave them was calm precision, a calculated dismantling of every barrier they set. Proving them wrong silently means mastering patience, understanding that true power grows in the shadows before bursting into the light. It's about trusting your journey, even when others mock your progress or refuse to see your potential. Every achievement became a quiet strike against their disbelief. Every success a silent statement that your story wasn't over. The people who doubted you never realized that their skepticism was feeding your fire, stoking an internal blaze that would one day burn brighter than any doubt they cast. Your silence became a wall impenetrable by negativity, a fortress built from resilience and unwavering self-belief. You didn't need to argue or defend yourself. Your results spoke louder than any words ever could. Silent proof is also a lesson in humility and strength combined. It teaches that true confidence doesn't need to boast or shout. It simply exists and commands respect. Your comeback is the best evidence that the underestimated can become the most formidable. This quiet power unsettles because it defies expectations. It's not what people anticipate, and that's why it's so effective. They prepared for storms they could see, but they never prepared for the calm before your perfect storm. The satisfaction of proving them wrong silently comes not just from winning, but from knowing you stayed true to yourself. You didn't bend, break, or beg for acceptance. Instead, you focused on growth, on pushing boundaries, and on becoming so powerful that disbelief had no place. Your silent revenge isn't petty, it's profound. It's the embodiment of a soul that refused to be diminished, and a mind that refused to be stopped. When they finally look up, they won't recognize the force you've become. So keep proving them wrong, not with noise or anger, but with steady, unstoppable progress. Let your silence be the loudest thing in the room, a roar disguised as calm. The world will catch up eventually, but by then you'll already be miles ahead, untouchable and unbreakable. Prove them wrong silently, and watch as every doubt they cast crumbles beneath the weight of your quiet, undeniable power.